Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today is the 1st of June, 2026. And I love these dogs. I just do. I knew it was going to happen, but whatever. I gave them both a bath. Giving two pit bulls that you haven't even known for a week, placing them in water they don't want to go into. Yeah. It worked. It worked. They were cool. The male was a problem. Yes, there was blood. But I cleaned them up. They're coming back around really, really nicely. So my buddy Brett, whose house I'm at right now, deserves all the credit. Seriously, because he's given me a place to rehab these guys. And he gave me the vehicle to go 15 hours. 15 hours. 3 full tanks of diesel fuel to go get these two guys. But holy cow, it's worth it. There's one right there and there's one right there. And I knew this. I've had dogs my whole life, but I knew that dogs that were abandoned were going to be very, very clingy, and they kind of are, but it's all good. I'm a lot better than I was when I was younger. I don't get mad at them. And basically that's it. So what is up to Matic 2323, Hoppin' Sin, Every Knee, Fabulous One. That's a fabulous name. I already put Every Knee up there. James McDonald, what's up? Granny 210, what is up? Strawberry Honey 01, what is up? Most Mundane, what's up? Tanya D, what is up? Christina Labruzzo, what's up, Paisan? Shad, Shad, we'll just say that. Rain Cry, what is up? Jab Neil, TV Dinners for Zombies. That's a name. That's a name. No More Lies. Too late for that. That ship has sailed. Mike B 1300. What's up, brother? Christine, I already got you once. Helmuto? I don't know. Jane, get me off this crazy thing. The Jetsons. Meet George Jetson. Derby Jack, what is up, man? Derby Jack wrote a song about my old truck a long time ago, my Land Cruiser. I missed that song. I can't find it. Giuseppe, that's pretty much it. All right, this video is not going to be massive. I just want to cover a few things really, really quick. And because I've been trying to get pit bulls into a saltwater swimming pool to wash them all day, I didn't have time to edit it. So we're just going to do it this way. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Get the information out while we possibly can, and that's what we will do. First thing I want to start with real quick is this.
I can see you. I am much more inclined now than I was when I made Close Encounters to really believe that we're not the only intelligent civilization in the universe.
What did you steal?
Secrets. People have a right to know the truth.
This is a story about us. All of us.
Good morning, Kansas City.
Up against the most extraordinary event in human history.
What's happening to me? I'm frightened. I'm frightened out of my wits.
You don't need to be. You have someone else.
Daniel Kellner.
Who is this?
Do not go back to the house. They found you. I don't know who you are, but they're gonna kill you.
The human race cannot accept what we know. We need to stop him any way we can.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? This 79-year cover-up of the truth has to end.
We're interrupting our coverage.
When Disclosure Day actually happens, we're going to have to accept We haven't been alone since the beginning of time.
The only way to know your purpose is to go back to where it all began. I know you.
I know you do. What happened to us?
I used to say to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if all of this turned out to be true? I'm now thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful for people to know all of this is true? All of this is true. All of this is true.
Yeah, that's the latest trailer. And he's telling you right there. They have got people so dumbed down, so vaccinated, medicated, fluoridated, covered with GMOs, heavy metals sprinkling from the sky every single day that they're not even going to do it like a real government would or should, or like a real church would. They're going to do it through Hollywood, because why not? They're going to use this magic spell from Hollywood. And it's funny because Spielberg says we haven't been here since the very we haven't been alone since the very beginning. Absolutely not. Absolutely. He's completely right. The fun thing about this is these are demons. These are interdimensional, and he knows it. He knows it. And the people that have known this, the people that have worked their entire lives, their entire bloodline, you know, these Illuminati, Freemasonic scumbags, their entire bloodline, this has been centuries in the making. They have spent the last 50 years making sure that people didn't believe in religion so that this would be easier to foist on them. That's my opinion anyways, but it's coming. And it's coming out on the 6th month, the 12th day, 6/6/6, 2026. That's just a coincidence. That's just dumb. You know, who cares? No big deal. Nothing to see here. We're in for it. And I really, truly, completely hope you're ready, because I am stuck where I am right now, but I'm in a pretty good spot as far as the people in this general area will actually stand for the most part, because I don't want to go down without a fight. And a lot of other people are still trying to be optimistic. The writing's on the wall. The writing is on the wall. Look at our government. Look at this government we have right now. Even the mainstream YouTubers are figuring out what's going on, kind of, sort of, somewhat. I mean, listen to this.
This is reporting from Responsible Statecraft yesterday. Congress quietly moves to integrate U.S. and Israeli militaries. In the first step towards shifting aid further into the shadows, the House's 2027 NDAA, and that's the National Defense Authorization Act, would all but fuse the two countries' armed forces together. I mean, that is treason. Like literally the textbook definition. What the heck is going on here?
What the heck is going on here is it's 100,000% treason. It's treason. Everybody in Congress that voted for this is guilty of treason against the United States of America, period. Now, do you understand what the Epstein files were for? To make sure that these people did exactly what they wanted them to do when the time was right. And they have. We have been completely and utterly sold out. And if you can't see that at this point, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. There's no more voting. There's no more. Trump is the last president. That writing has been on the wall for quite a while, but it couldn't be any more obvious than it is right now. We're secondary. We're just in the way. We're just a problem. You know what I mean? They're going to keep putting up their 100% surveillance system all around us. Why do they need to see you through your phone, through the other side of your phone, through your computer, through your refrigerator, through your Alexa, through your television, through your car, through every single street, every place you go, there's a camera, there's a camera, there's a camera, and they just keep putting up more cameras. And if you have the nerve to even talk about these cameras, this is what happens. This is getting crazy, but it's also this is your last warning.
Protest against a representative who's trying to push in a data center owned by a out-of-state company, trying to suck up all our energy. I made a post. I made an event on Facebook trying to organize the community to get together. And what's your badge number? Name and badge number?
I detected that soon.
And name and badge number?
Sure. SHRP and it's 160.
Okay. Yeah.
So
No, I have a First Amendment right to protest. And if I organize a protest on a public road, there's nothing wrong with that. I sent an email to that representative and I can show you the email. I never made a threat. I told no, this is my house and I'm going to talk. You guys are on my property trying to intimidate me because I'm organizing a protest against a data center. Then why are you here?
Well, that's if you let me. Okay, so first off, do you want to talk about this?
Talk about what? There's nothing to talk about. I'm organizing a protest and I'm allowed to do that. It's a First Amendment protected activity.
110%.
Yeah.
The issue is some of the communication, the Facebook posts. I would disagree that there's.
I haven't made a single threat. Tell me what threat I made.
Okay, well, you know what you posted.
No, give me a quote me. Quote a threat because I didn't make one. I'm organizing a protest on a public street, demanding a representative.
The safety of his children.
Huh?
What about the safety of his children?
Someone else made a comment about the safety of his children.
Did you?
No.
You didn't?
No, what I said if he valued his children's safety, he probably wouldn't be trying to ruin the world that they're being brought up on. And that isn't a threat. That's the fact that I'm watching this man ruin the world around here. And yes, I'm allowed to say that if someone cares about their kids, they shouldn't destroy the community that their kids are being raised in. That's not a threat.
The problem is you didn't say that in the post.
Yes, I did.
You did not.
Pull it up. Pull it up and read it. Pull it up and read it.
I've been dealing with this all afternoon.
Cool. Pull it up and read it.
And long story short, they arrested him because he's trying to post. He's trying to get people together to go against data centers, but you can go against data centers all you want. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. All you should be doing right now is looking at all the signs that are directly in your face right now and preparing yourself in every way you possibly can. And the number one thing I would say is pray, 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 pray. I prayed over these dogs before I went back and got them. I prayed over this water before I drank it this morning. I prayed over my meal. I pray about absolutely everything. And my buddy hit me up from another country and said, "Do you pray out loud?" I said, I do. And he said, "I kind of thought that was important." It is. In the beginning was the word. Praying internally is cool. If you have to pray and a bunch of people around, you can do it quietly. But if you're reading the Bible like you're supposed to, read it out loud because putting it out there is much more powerful, in my honest opinion. But yeah, getting arrested for talking about data centers, that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. Seriously, because this is, where'd it go? Here we go. Mexican-American gunslinger. This is a thing.
1,000 pages of internal reports from the DHS, the FBI, and state fusion centers this week. The documents describe new federal surveillance category. It does not appear in any prior public extremism guide, and the name is Anti-Tech Violent Extremism. The category folds a wide range of people under a single domestic terrorism heading. People opposing data centers in their towns, people worried about AI displacing their work, people organizing against concentrated tech CEO power. A New York counterterrorism assessment cited in the reports warns of large-scale protests devolving into, quote, anti-tech violent extremist activity in cities within the next 5 years. The legal scaffolding comes from National Security Presidential Memorandum 7, which was signed last September. And that memo directs the Justice Department to target people holding anti-American, anti-Christian, and anti-capitalism beliefs. The documents that Wired reviewed pulled data center protests, AI displacement organizing, and the Zizian rationalist faction into the same surveillance frame.
How crazy is that? How crazy is that? So the government's quietly doing things like this in the background to make sure that their tech overlords are protected, but the government's not doing one single thing to appease the people who are retiring or they're halfway through their mortgage, living in a beautiful community, and then all of a sudden, what's going on? I don't have any water. What's that unbelievable humming that's vibrating my house, messing with my sleep, disturbing my children, ruining the property value? And then there's a 62 square mile data center there all of a sudden. They're not worried about that whatsoever at all. The writing is on the wall. They're doing this. They're not working towards it anymore. They're instituting it all around us. This is amazing to see. And watching social media, it's astonishing how many people are just, it's all good. Everything is, let's talk about drama. You want to make money on YouTube? Make videos about other YouTubers, period. And you'll get more views than you can possibly handle, because that's all people care about. They have got people dialed down so low. It is astonishing to me. But these are also the people that all took the boosters. You know what I mean? Take the vaccine, take the vaccine, take the vaccine. And speaking of the vaccine, right where I am right now, this happy little coincidence is occurring. Once again, Google is to dump 32 million diseased AI-bred mosquitoes on Florida and California. Big tech have seen fit to retrofit 32 million mosquitoes with a bacterial infection using AI and then dump them onto California and Florida. The federal government, beholden as ever to the private interests that run it, is poised to give it its blessing. California could soon become a testing ground for one of Google's most ambitious public health projects yet. Everyone points the finger at Bill Gates. It ain't just him. It ain't just him. It's all of these people. These people are scum of the earth. These people they're all in league with Satan. You know what I mean? If you're new to this channel or you don't believe any of this stuff and you just wanted to see what the title, what's the big event, what's it all about? These people have all made a deal with Satan to the point where Satan gave them power, technology, money, fame. And in return, they're going to open up all sorts of portals so that Armageddon can happen. When Jesus comes from the sky with all of his boys, all these demons are going to come up and these people are going to make it happen. And it's literally, we're just about there, man. We are just about there. They are ready. And that's what the data centers are for. I'm so sad to see people keep saying they're concentration camp. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. But whatever. The internet says they are, but the people that build them, they're like, no, they're not, man. If they were, I'd tell you. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? They're giant steel buildings that only employ 25 to 100 people, depending on how big they are. And that is simply maintenance and security. That's it. That's it. Everything else is done off grid, off site. No big deal. These things are literally all the water that they need and all the electricity they need is to open and stabilize portals. That's it. If they were prisons, like I said in the last live stream I did, why do we have 4,350 up and running data centers in the United States with 350 million people, but countries with 2 billion only have 300 of them? The United States has almost more data centers than every other country on earth combined. Seriously, look it up. usdatacenters.com. It's easy. It's not hard. I'll leave links pinned in the comment. Well, let's keep moving on this, I suppose. This is always a good sign right here. Signs and symbols rule the world, right? Yeah, big memorial flag for Memorial Day because they care about the veterans. They really do. They do. You know they do. They send you to countries in wars that they don't care what happens as long as people die and they get to drop their really expensive bombs. So they all make money off of it. And when you come home with no arms, no legs, or whatever may be the case, oh, well, can't help you. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. It's insane. It's insane. Seeing that giant flag on the Hoover Dam looks like a bullseye to me, but whatever. I ain't trying to predict any of that stuff. I'm trying to do everything all at once. And speaking of that, this is really odd, really odd that this happened for 2 hours and the police didn't show up to find out who was doing it. This is odd. All right. Really? Where did it go? Stand by. Why isn't this showing up, man? Oh, I got it. My bad. My bad. Sorry.
What appears to be a group of men gathering around a manhole on McDonald Avenue just before midnight. Some appear to be wearing waders and gloves, using flashlights as their guide and car lights to light up the area. One by one, all 7 of them descend below ground. Police.
So a bunch of dudes all dressed up a little bit after midnight in a very high crime area. Take a, you 7 guys getting down a manhole cover in the middle of New York City doesn't go unnoticed, but whatever.
Police know that these men went into the sewer system and they know they came out. What they don't know is what happened during the 2 hours in between.
The men then changed their clothes and walked away. Police were called to the scene, but the men were gone, and investigators
all these cameras on Earth, and how come they can't identify him? Where's Flock? Where's Palantir? What's going on? How come nobody can identify him? How come the police don't show up in time? You'll figure it out. And watch.
to find them.
The incidents happened in Williamsburg and Gravesend within about an hour.
So we've got 2 incidents of people sneaking into the sewers in one night in New York. If this was Los Angeles, it'd be a no-brainer. The homeless.
Trash, human waste, and an overpowering stench. I gotta get back. Just moments earlier, we watched someone climb out of that storm drain using the sewer as shelter.
But this is clearly not a homeless thing we got in New York.
Police say this location is where 8 unidentified individuals were seen on security video.
As they're talking, pay attention to the surroundings. See if you notice anything.
Seen on security video, it's one of 2 similar incidents in Brooklyn alone today.
It's really odd.
Wait a minute. This is reminding me of something. Yes, this happened in 2024, and it is the kind of thing you don't easily forget. A bunch of these Hasidic Jews were caught digging tunnels under a building, and they pulled out a mattress stained with what looks like blood. And boy, did this fiasco spark a lot of theories. Perhaps those tunnel diggers have moved on to bigger and better things. To be clear, I am not formally accusing the Hasidic Jews of doing this. Unfortunately, we don't have a good look at these guys at all. But if we go back a year to 2025, some guys who were clearly not Jewish were caught doing this.
5 people open a manhole in the middle of Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. One after another, 4 in total descend down. A hand from below closes the manhole cover, and the lookout unfolds a chair on the curb, then gets comfortable. Police were soon called and started looking in the sewer. The NYPD eventually took 3 people into custody, ranging from 25 to 39 years old.
So that time, they took people into custody because they're clearly just as visible as the other guys were. And I'm not talking when they went in the sewer, but when they came out right here. You can see them. You can see them in Palantir, Flock, any number of security cameras could get them, but they didn't. They just didn't. What a weird thing. I wonder why.
Brooklyn. One after another, 4 in total descend down on the curb, then gets comfortable. Police were soon called and started looking in the sewer. The NYPD eventually took 3 people into custody, ranging from 25 to 39 years old. Police sources tell us one suspect told the cops, "I was hired to clean the sewer."
Okay. This looks like they were under there for 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm going to guess they're setting up another 9/11 type event. They're setting up something underground because the fact that you can see them, if they want to catch you and you give them even a side view, they got you. These guys all gave them a side view, not going in the tunnel, but coming out and getting and changing and getting into their cars. You can see them all, but nope, we have no idea who they are. Guess who they are. Guess who they are. Let me give you a hint. Our Congress just merged our military with their military. They wear real small hats. They wear strange, square, black cubes on their foreheads. They pray. They engage in necromancy at the Wailing Wall. They leave little notes and such. You can probably fill in the blanks. I don't know. I can't think of the word right now. It rhymes with this. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? We're being set up on a massive scale right now. Seriously. I think Deagle was off by a little bit. Not setting the goalpost again, but 2025. It said beginning in 2025. We don't know what year it is. We don't know what year it is. I'm just going to say that. So there is that. Like I said, mainstream YouTubers are catching on, but they don't have any urgency. They're pointing things out that we pointed out years ago, but it's nice to see, I don't know who this dude is, Jen, 700 and something thousand subscribers. This appears to be getting shadow banned. I mean, 6 hours, 15,000 views, 750,000 subscribers. This is what he thinks.
Look around the room that you're in right now. You know what? Let's look together. Every device you see is spying on you. Duh, we all know that at this point, and clearly we don't care. But what you don't know is every one of these devices is running the same playbook to make you hand over data that's more personal than you think. In fact, a leaked document proved that one of these devices has been sending your girlfriend's, let's say, censored footage to an actual human in Kenya. You weren't supposed to see that. But that's just the surface. That game you played in 2016 sent the map of your neighborhood to a foreign government. A stranger walking past you in sunglasses can now pull up your name and where you work in 90 seconds. And every doorbell on your street can now be scanned by AI to find a specific person in under a minute. So losing your job is just the beginning of these consequences.
So they can use all this technology to figure out who anybody is, unless, of course, they were under the streets of New York for 2 hours in a Hasidic Jew neighborhood. Then we don't know who anybody is anymore. There's nothing can be done. What are you going to do? If anybody talks about it online, we'll send the police to their house and they'll get arrested for it because we put those laws in place. Because America, making America great again, MAGA. Do you guys, I'm not talking to you, talking to the MAGA people. Do you understand now? It wasn't making America great again. It was a proclamation. MAGA means sorcerer, wizard, or magician in every language on earth. Trump put a spell on you guys and it worked. Okay, it worked. How did you fall for this all over again? All over again. He was a Zionist the first time around. The first time he was president, his face was put on a coin in another country. You don't do that. But nobody even really knows about it. But he's on the half shekel. The half shekel. You know what I'm saying? Sounds like a football play. All right. Run to the right and then do a half shekel and go to the end zone. It's crazy. People don't seem to see that. And they're still making excuses for it now. And apparently, I don't know very much about this because nobody that should be talking about this is talking about it. But apparently, the UFC event at the White House 2 days after Disclosure Day debuts at the movie theaters, where Spielberg tells us this is the truth. He said it. Trump is ruining everything because I guess there's musical people that are supposed to show up and they're not showing up because of Trump. The UFC fighters don't care. But the thing is, I like the UFC. I mean, I like fighting. It bums me out. But Alex Pereira is fighting there, and they're fighting outside in June in D.C. Do you know how hot and sticky it's going to be? Last June 14th, 2025, on the same day, same location, it was over 100 degrees and 80% humidity. You can't fight like that, dude. You can't wrestle, fight. It's just stupid. The whole thing's stupid, but some channels are saying the whole event's being canceled, but no UFC, no MMA channels are saying so. I still have my, to me, the whole thing was just like get all our eyes on DC and then the mothership comes down. Remember Jordy Rose? In 13 years, the UFO lands on the White House. Well, this is it. This is 13 years. Here we go. But I digress. Speaking of data centers, this is a really, really good video right here by PBS. And they really didn't pull any punches on, we saw what AI data centers don't want you to see. They're talking about the carbon footprint and the pollution these things are putting out. They're not talking about why do we have 4,350 with another 162 being built right now, including a 61 square mile unit in Utah, because Utah is evil. If you live there, no offense, but look around. Why is everything called devils? Why are there petrographs absolutely everywhere in one particular state showing giants everywhere with horns coming out of spirals, etc.? But I digress.
All right, so this looks like any other drone.
Regardless of how you feel about AI itself or the way that it's being rolled out, one thing is inescapable. Despite tech companies making promises about renewable energy and sustainable technology, much of this massive AI expansion is still being powered by fossil fuels. Your AI query likely pings a data center like this, full of millions of power-hungry processing chips running the chatbots, agents, and other tools that millions of people interact with
You see all these?
every day.
You see all the things they just showed you? That's what's in these data centers. Okay? You think they're putting them in there to fool people until they turn them into secret concentration camps? They're not. They're using these massive, massive things. These are like modern day pyramids, and they're going to use it to summon and control portals. I'm telling you.
Agents, and other tools that millions of people interact with every day. But to power those operations, data centers around the country are increasingly relying on their own custom-built gas power plants. The Stargate data center already has 62 diesel generators and 10 gas-powered turbines on site, with plans for 41 more. This will make it one of the largest fossil fuel power plants of any kind in Texas, and it's just to power this data center.
Why is it so important that we keep an eye on this growing industry? There's a lot of secrecy surrounding these sites. Public officials are signing NDAs, companies are using proprietary information shields, and state and federal regulators.
Public officials, people that were elected by the people to be the public officials, are signing NDAs with the big tech so that they cannot tell you what these are. That's treason as well, on a smaller scale, but treason nonetheless. And petitions and posting memes ain't stopping it.
Don't seem like they're able to keep up. So we feel like it's really important at our newsroom to monitor what seems like a fairly lightly regulated industry, especially as it grows at such a rapid clip.
New facilities like this are being built largely to meet demand for generative AI tools like chatbots. OpenAI reported that global use of chatbots more than doubled in the last year, going from 400 to 900 million users.
Growth is the number one concern for all of these data centers. They're trying to beat everybody else in being the first to really harness the profitability around AI. And for them, that really means essentially getting as much power as fast as they can.
Okay, I'll leave a link if you want to watch this, but I'm not going to run the whole thing. It's not my video. But it's amazing. You see what I mean? They're doing a great, they're there. They went to Stargate. They put thermal drones up. They showed these things just absolutely belching into the sky, making unprecedented amounts of, making volcano amounts of pollution into the atmosphere. That's okay because we need to make chatbots because 900 million people. Well, isn't there 8 billion of us? Remember, that's what they tell us. Have you ever been counted? Yeah, whatever. So in order to make people dumber so they don't have to think or open a book, you know what I mean? Or study or become smarter or train your brain, just use a chatbot that just makes things up as it goes, completely lies. I mean, when's the last time you used spell check? It sucks. It sucks. Look at how far we are, but they don't see the forest for the trees. That's just all there is to it. But whatever. It just keeps on rolling. It keeps on rolling. It's getting worse. And the government, all the officials are the enemy. Law enforcement, anybody with a badge is simply the first line that's going to be used against us right now. And it is. It is. These cops should be, none of them have any integrity. You're going to go show up at somebody's house and arrest them for a Facebook post because they're trying to get people to be aware of these data centers? Can't have that. Can't have that. But wait, because it gets worse. It gets worse. I'm sure you've already heard about this. Where did it go, man? Really? It's gone. It's gone. All right. Well, I'm going to have to ad lib here. So a woman puts up a post explaining that their water is bad. They have bad water. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. Stand by. I got it. My bad. 1 second. Stand by. I can't ad lib because I forgot some stuff because, barium, strontium, aluminum. All right, here we go. This just happened. Texas mom suing cops who arrested her for drawing attention to the city's unsafe brown drinking water. This woman pointed out that the drinking water was brown and incredibly bad for other humans. Jennifer Combs of Trinidad, Texas, was tossed in jail early this month as alleged political retaliation for posting about a serious public health concern on Facebook, a possible freedom of speech violation, according to Fox 4. It was probably one of the most humiliating things. This girl got arrested just doing the right thing. You know what I mean? The water that you pay dearly for is brown in color, clearly unsafe to drink. She posts about it, and guess what happens? To the clink. See you later. In jail. Do you see how it's tightening? So people like myself that just don't give, I can't say it without swearing. I'm trying not to swear at all, but it's hard. It's a curse, and it is what it is. I don't care. I never have cared. Donald Trump is a Zionist who has a long history of raping women, probably men, at least down to 13 years old, as far as we know, because that was the one person that came forward originally, and then she just dropped everything and walked away from it. I wonder what happened. You know what I mean? These people are absolute scum of the earth. And people calling him the Antichrist because he took a lethal head wound and then came back to life. Yeah, getting your ear pierced, having a bullet touch your, it's not a lethal head wound. Okay, so let's keep things in. He's a sorcerer, a wizard, a magician. He says the stupidest things and millions believe him. So there's something going on there. You know what I mean? There's just something going on there. It makes no sense that we have another actor like Ronald Reagan, you're fired, become president with this hair. I mean, you got all that money and you can't figure out how to get your hair to look better than it does right now? Seriously, dude? Like, really? Really? Guy's orange. It's crazy. He's not orange now because it's not the same guy. I'm positive that the Trump that we see ain't Trump. These guys are all underground because they're making moves and something bad's going to happen. When you have a bunch of people sneaking around underground for 2 hours, completely unmolested in any way whatsoever by law enforcement, completely undetected by the cameras that actually caught them, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's an art project underground. They're just setting up the fuses like they did on 9/11 for the art project all over again. But on that, I do, once again, digress. Now, let me show you something real quick, just so you can see this. You probably never heard of this, but this is called the Economist cover for 2026. And when the World Cup kicks off on the 13th, that's when all this fun and games occurs. But let's look at this one thing right here. You see this laughably shaped massage tool that vibrates? You see that right there? Blue Origin. Well, strangely enough, oddly enough, crazily enough, will you get out of my face, dude? This just happened. And this popped into my feed. I didn't look for this. This just popped right into my feed. Blue Origin's on the cover of The Economist. And then this just happened 2 days ago. Oh my goodness, look at that. Now, I'm sure people saw this happen in real life, but I can't prove that. But look at the top of this when it explodes. This looks like a model. Watch this thing right here just wiggle back and forth like it's not made of steel and instead it's a model on a set. This doesn't look real, but watch this little fella just wiggling back and forth. See it? Yeah. At any rate, my point is that's on the cover of The Economist, and what are the odds? Blue Origin's on the cover. Blue Origin blows up. Call me crazy. Everybody else does. Isn't that strange, huh? And here's one more real quick before I wrap this, okay? I can't stand this channel because he just makes everything out of everything, but he's got a lot of subscribers. 500,000 subscribers. He actually gets views, unlike other channels that I know that do the same thing I do, that have the same amount of subscribers like I used to, but whatever. And he gets over 250,000 views in 20 hours because when you're making up nonsense, well, you'll see what I'm saying.
That she did not confirm if this is actually a tick box or not. So we're going to just have to speculate that this is. But then again, you have videos like this one posted on May 14th, where a landowner accuses unknown helicopter operator of dropping boxes of ticks on their farm. Let's take a look at this.
We have no clue who these people are or what they're doing, but they're on our fucking top field. Who the fuck? What are y'all doing?
And notice he's going, I'd be noticing the fact that it doesn't look real. It doesn't look real, but allegedly it's dropping boxes of ticks on people's farms. And here's somebody else just posting this. I'm walking around out in the field. I see a box. So what is it? It's
2026.
a tick box.
And I'm in Southwest Missouri, and look at that.
That's weird because it looks like a box off of a work truck, or it looks like it might be the motor to a well. It could be so very many things, and they probably wouldn't have a name right on the side of it if it was a covert tick box. But it gets better because watch this. He's going to show you some ticks running around in all different directions, and the problem with these ticks is, where are they? Where are they? Oh, here they are. They're ants. You can clearly see it.
There's ticks all over that thing. I know there is. Look at them crawling out of it. Millions of them.
Those are ants. Ticks don't run around like that. And ticks don't have 1, 2, 3 body parts and 8 legs. Ants do. So please.
You can see the ticks.
Okay, so let's try zooming in a little bit over here.
Those are ants, as you can clearly see.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness, look at those ants.
Looking at it like this, with slow-mo and everything else, it does look like it's real, and it looks like ticks, yeah.
Don't believe everything you see, all right? What did I just do here? I just hit a button and things got weird. Whatever. I just talked to Farmer Maloney up in Iowa. Huge farm, tons of farm animals. I said, ticks? He said, nothing unusual. Any reports of mystery helicopters? No, not at all. I just talked to my buddy Dave Morgan the other day, who was up in Washington State and then in Montana. He splits his time there, and he's like, nope, not at all. I've got 2 pit bulls that I just pulled out of the swamps of Florida less than a week ago. 2 ticks on them, just regular old ticks. So beware of that. And I just posted a video on Jailbreak that showed somebody comparing 4 different types of anti-tick sprays: permethrin, cedarcide, something else, and something else. I posted it, and YouTube age restricted it. It's a piece of cardboard with a tick and 4 stripes. Age restriction, that's too harmful for children to see. So yeah. Just be warned. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Russell Brand's a Christian. He's a 30-year-old that was raping 16-year-olds and thought it was a good idea to tell everybody. Don't believe everything that you see. At any rate, Richie from Boston, and I'm out.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? I was. Look again.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston.